today's episode, we go undercover to identify a coast-to-coast scammer. He's known as the wedding scammer in his biggest scam. Imagine this. You drop tens of thousands of dollars on a glorious venue for your wedding. The big day is finally here, only to find the doors are locked tighter than your cousin's wallet when the check comes at dinner. And the man behind this big scam? Well, let's just say he's a man of many names. Police say he scammed wedding couples out of over $200,000 in Texas alone. But it's more than that nationwide. He's known to sign deals, take deposits, and poof, he vanishes like free cake at a reception. Real people, true story, uncovered.
Our story begins with a man named Carl John Butcho II. And with a regal name like that, you'd think he was sipping champagne with royalty, not stealing from their credit cards. Back in 2007, Carl was living large and in charge in a love nest at the Ritz-Carlton, swiping his boyfriend Jason Warner's credit card like it was Monopoly money. Over a few weeks, Carl racked up $361,000 in charges. On what, you ask? Oh, just the essentials. Limos, spa treatments, clothes and luxury goods from the Ritz-Carlton store. Because who doesn't need 5 silk robes and a diamond-studded espresso machine? But wait, it gets better. Carl also scammed a dog walker out of $8,000 by using her card for his expenses. Now, I don't know how it got up to $8,000, because if you don't pay me back after the first loan, you definitely will not be getting another one. Carl must have been a smooth talker. Carl Butcho didn't stop until the police caught up with him and slapped him with 2 counts of grand larceny. He was held on a $50,000 bond in Manhattan. But this was just his warm-up act. After doing his time in NYC, Carl packed his bags and booked it west, like far west. Where else can a con artist blend in like glitter at Coachella? That's right, Los Angeles. But here, Carl needed a new name. Enter Michael Esposito. Sounds fancy, right? Like someone who owns 3 yachts and a vineyard. Under this alias, he started a media company called Newsarati, because adding "ati" to anything makes it sound legit. Over a few months, he hires over 100 employees and freelancers. Michael, tells his staff that he needs a high-tech website better than the Huffington Post, the leader in media at the time. Michael promises them fame, fortune, and a retirement account that would make Warren Buffett jealous. But he forgot one important detail: actually paying them. So, what did our guy do when the paychecks bounced? Yep, he ghosted. Vanished like your ex-lover after bringing up marriage. After not being able to pay wages or keep retirement promises, Carl must get out of town, quick. Next stop, Southern California, because nothing says redemption like starting a new scam with a boyfriend. Carl, using the alias Michael Esposito, meets Barrett Walters. They fall in love and start a catering company called Zen Craft, landing themselves a feature in Modern Luxury magazine. Yes, modern luxury. Carl's fake life was more luxurious than my real one, but when it's time to get married, Carl goes full con mode and sends wedding invitations under the name Lawrence Tonner. I'm assuming, just in case those invitations get into the hands of someone he's already scammed. I have questions. What reason did Carl tell Barrett why he had to change his name? Did Barrett know about Carl's scams? Or was Barrett like, Lawrence, Michael, Carl, who cares? He still makes great hors d'oeuvres, and I'm getting married, so I don't care what he calls himself. By this time, Carl's name collection includes Michael Esposito in Los Angeles, Mark White in the Bay Area and Southern California, and on his wedding day special, Lawrence Tonner. Well, the newlyweds start their fabulous life. And after a little time has passed, you guessed it, things get a little hot in the kitchen. And what does Carl do when there is heat in the kitchen? Get out of town. That's right. Carl breaks up with hubby and moves to Willis, Texas. Willis is a quiet town near Houston, where he decides to launch yet another business, caviar and banana catering. I don't know about you, but that name sounds like someone just closed their eyes and pointed at 2 food items in the fridge. Still, the business made some money, but not Ritz-Carlton Spa Day money. So, what does Carl do? He levels up. The wedding scammer driving through Willis one day spots the Charleston Lane Event Center and has a light bulb moment. Weddings! The perfect mix of high emotion, high spending, and low background checks.
Welcome to Charleston Lane in Willis, Texas. It's gorgeous out here, a dream wedding venue, and it's priced that way too.
He could lease the place for weddings and provide the food through his catering company. Carl leases the building and uses the alias, Lance Miller.
A man who they say used the alias Lance Miller. Does it appear that this man was trying to scam people from the very beginning?
Preliminary information.
He markets his new wedding company like a Kardashian launch party, using photos from other people's weddings and promising full-service packages: flowers, food, decor, cleanup, and anything else the customer wants. All for the low price of $54,000. People who rented the venue from Carl would sometimes get half the services, sometimes none at all, and sometimes...
Like several others that I've talked to, she says that the previous operator is ghosting her.
I haven't heard back from them. I tried calling it, the numbers aren't in service, and I've tried emailing it and haven't gotten a response.
So he just disappeared.
He disappeared, yeah.
Chanel Joseph says she had her wedding in March.
All the food was cold. It was room temperature to cold. He would agree to pay me, give me a refund of 50% on the food.
She says between that and the security deposit, the former operator promised to refund her back about $6,000.
I didn't receive a dime. I have not received a dime today.
And sometimes, the doors were literally locked on your wedding day, while Lance Miller was already halfway to his next con. Talk about a plot twist straight out of a reality show. The Real Grifters of Montgomery County. Lance Miller is scamming people throughout Montgomery County, and word is getting around. Our final victim, Cindy Au, they pay $54,000 for the dream wedding package.
It was around $54,000.
That's Cindy, a bride who booked the place and showed up here last Friday for rehearsal the day before her wedding.
When we all got there, we found the front door was chained up. Nobody was answering the front door. I kept calling like more than 10 times. He's not answering his phone.
Completely ghosted, completely disappeared. I mean, seriously, I was in tears with my bride.
At that time, that's when my heart kind of just sunk and realized that, we've been tricked.
Cindy had to move her wedding in 24 hours. Charlize, her wedding planner, says she's had clients lose money to the same man in 2023.
The couple want to get the refund back, but he just disappeared.
I picked up the check. I went back home and cashed on the money, but that's an empty check. The fraud check.
You filed a lawsuit and they just essentially couldn't find the guy.
He's still on me $1,500.
Meanwhile, the bride and groom are texting. The flowers are MIA. And Carl is, well, you guessed it, poof, gone. For Carl's next alias, he should use Houdini. This time, the Montgomery County Sheriff and the Austin Police Department team up. And like a Netflix crime doc finale, Carl John Butcho II is finally arrested under the alias Lance Miller and charged with theft of property over $150,000, a second-degree felony. Bail? A cool $100,000.
Carl Butcho is in jail. I have been waiting months to report this guy's real name. He was operating under the alias of Lance Miller. He would rent out the Charleston Lane wedding venue in Willis, Texas, take deposits and payments for weddings that ended up not happening. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office says he defrauded 12 victims out of over $213,000. I first broke a report about all of this back in May.
It was around $54,000.
Carl makes national news, now known as the wedding scammer. But let's be real, weddings were just one genre in his scammer mixtape. Authorities say he conned people out of over $200,000 in Texas alone. His total nationwide damage? Still unknown. Victims are relieved but also frustrated. It took over a decade to bring the wedding scammer down. So here's the moral of the story. True love is forever, but deposits to fake venues? Those vanish faster than Carl Butcho at a wedding rehearsal.
Well, if your wedding planner has 3 first names and 0 reviews, maybe you should just elope. So you're telling me I could charge $54,000 for a wedding? Maybe I should rethink this YouTube thing. This next story will have you up all night long. A story of a mother who committed murder and had sexual affairs with the prison guards. I think you should stay up with me to check this one out.